All right. Although, yeah, fill me in if I miss anything. So, last we left off, we was in Valaki, uh, usurping the current establishment. We killed Lady Vocta and her family, and also had an encounter with a bride of Strahd, which we swiftly dealt with. Then we went back to the inn with Erwin and discussed plans for the new establishment. He suggested a guy called Hans and Gil. Hans to take over the church, and Gilly to be the new burgomaster. We agreed, decided to go to bed, but before bed, Bruce drank one of the crazy bitch's potions, swelled up to twice his size, and Esmeralda drank another potion, which effectively gave her speed.
D&D speed, everybody.
They pratted around a little bit, went to bed, but Esmeralda didn't need sleep, so she went back to the woman to get more potions, and left her with a
magical crowbar.
That was it, a crowbar, yeah. That wasn't magical, but made out to be. The next day, they wandered around Valaki a little bit, got a vibe of the place, and then went to the town, to the village square, where a crowd had gathered. Bruce proceeded to address the crowd, inform them what they did. Solidus was walking around the crowd, like, goading them on, and although first of all you started calling Bruce a virgin, but then you like changed tact and was helping the cause. Bruce whipped out his sword once again and was did a big display of power.
Grandeur.
Eventually Gilly and Hans took to the stage, and they convinced the townsfolk that this was in their best interest and left them as the current establishment. Went back to the inn and brought out the Ouija board that Solidus found. Bruce initially decided that he wasn't going to be a part of it, and you asked a couple of questions. I can't remember what you asked at first.
How do we get out of Barovia?
Yeah, but that never got answered because.
Well, it said yes.
Yeah, it said you can. We never asked how.
Yeah.
And Bruce, upon seeing that like some answers were being given, it was a lost soul apparently we were talking to. Bruce, seeing that some answers were given, like got over like the overwhelming urge to just jump up and ask a question, and he asked who was responsible for his mother's death, to which the board replied Van Richten, which then left a bit of a tense standoff with Esmeralda, Bruce and Blight. Bruce cast Zone of Truth, questioned Esmeralda about it. She said she didn't know anything, and obviously inclined to believe her. Tension was running high, at which point Solidus brought up the fact that he'd been contacted by Strahd in secret to bring Esmeralda to him, and in return, Irina, and in return, would give him anything.
I completely forgot about that.
Would give him anything he wanted. Solidus and Bruce got a bit heated between the two of them. Solidus told him to go fuck himself. Bruce swung for Solidus. Callan stepped in the way and took the brunt of the punch. And then Solidus broke down, and we kind of like made up, had a bit of a group hug. Solidus cried. Alex cried. We
also asked the board whether your mother had been turned.
This is also true, yeah. So
said yes.
You were like, Van Richten only kills monsters, and then we asked. I think someone asked. No, it wasn't Bruce, but someone else asked, was she a vampire? And the board said yes.
Might have been me.
I think it was Solidus or Blight, yeah.
So yeah, I think that was all that sort of happened then that night.
The blood. The
all
wine
of
turned
the
to blood.
all of the wine that we were drinking turned to blood after the Ouija board smashed on the floor. We all
I
went
feel
to
like we glossed over that real quickly when it happened. Oh, everything's good. Never mind.
yeah.
Everyone's like, chuck it out.
It seemed
Carry
like
on.
a consequence of using the Ouija board, or like a payment for the Ouija board or something. I'm not sure.
Just that standard Barovia thing, innit? Blood
Yeah.
again.
And then we went to bed, I think, and the next morning, Solidus was riding around on the horse that Bruce made him. Esmeralda plonked the immovable rod in front of him as he was riding past and knocked him off.
Not appropriate.
Blight and Bruce had a brief discussion about what they thought about it, and Esmeralda came over and interrupted. Solidus ended up with his pants down for some reason. I think Esmeralda pulled him down. And then I think that was it. I think we decided, right, we're going to meet up with Van Richten then at the tower.
Yep.
So we left. We retrieved the potions that we'd put on order from the crazy batty woman. So we've got an assortment of random potions. We don't know what they do. And that was it, I think.
What was the bagman thing? I've got notes
Oh,
on it. I can't
yeah.
remember what
So
it was.
we also, whilst wandering around Vallaki, we kept seeing these like bits of graffiti, things like Bagman and stuff. And there was something written down that was, things go in, things don't come out. Things come out that don't go in. Beware the... And then we later discovered that that could possibly be the Bagman. And some kids were like singing a song about it and said, don't say his name 3 times or he'll get you. To which Solidus said it many times, more than just 3. So there was that we didn't sort of pursue much for it beyond.
Everyone seemed to think it was just a kid's fairy tale thing, like a.
That's what Erwin said, but
Probably it's Barovia. It's probably nothing.
probably nothing.
Oh, blood again.
Yeah.
Ah, bloody hell, the wine's gone bloody again. Fucking-
So that's pretty much it. Yeah, it was an eventful one considering
It was
basically
intense.
one drunk night.
It was yeah. It was one of my favourite. I absolutely loved it.
It was really good. So
Oh,
we start.
from a techie, that was a hard cut.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to press play on Forest Day. That was the issue. There we go.
Where are we, Paul? What time of the day is it? Oh, it's Forest Day.
Forest Day. It's either Forest Day or Forest Night. There's only 2 options. So you've left Vallaki. You've left Jenny Green Teeth with your pockets slightly fuller of questionable substances, and you set off on the road to the tower. There is little traffic on the road as you traverse the winding path, and the gloom sets in from the claustrophobic forest. Mist swirls across the road, and the muddy ground clings to your boots. Do you wish to discuss anything on your way? We're basically going to have 2 days of travel here, with 2 night stops.
Okay.
You can choose to take like the north route, and which you know is a more muddy, sort of off the road trail, or you can take the main road.
We take the main road.
Yeah, we
I
might as
think
well take the main road, I think.
whichever road we've been doing previously, I guess the safer road.
Normally you've stuck to the main road because you've had some sort of cart with you. Obviously this time I think Solidus has a horse.
Yeah.
You're on your war horse. Does anybody else? Esmeralda has a horse.
No,
Or-
mine's at the
no, that
winery.
went, didn't it? At the winery. Yep. So everyone else is on foot. Solidus is prancing about at the front. So yeah, if there's anything you wish to discuss or do during the day, we can do that, or we can fast travel to
I
the
would just
evening.
I would just say to Blight, just obviously bringing up what happened the last night. Everything's been saying that we're here to fight Strahd, or our fates have. This is between us two. Our fates have brought us here, but what if What if our destiny was to confront the person who killed our mother instead? And this is Strahd is just a, I don't know, just a ruse.
Pretty big ruse, but yeah, that could easily be the case.
I know we both met on the road months ago because we were both looking for answers. I don't know.
It's
No.
funny, before last night, I thought I didn't even care anymore. Apparently I do. Killed mother, I mean.
Yeah. Not a day goes by where I don't think of her and what she must have gone through. We'll see. He's got some answers he needs to give us, that's for sure.
We'll find out either way.
So,
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Vampires.
And fucking.
Yeah.
Solidus, as you're traveling along, the day wears past and you begin to get thirsty. You reach into your bag, which is now the bag of holding with all your stuff inside, and you look for your water flask, which you'd filled up in the morning and prepared for the day. You can't find it.
Oh,
It's not there.
Out of game? Has other things started going missing before? I feel like
I don't think so, but
Not that I'm aware of.
just having a look in my
You
bag.
can do an investigation check in your bag if you wish.
I feel like it's not going to be there. Um, I'll do an investigation check. 9.
nope, not there.
It's not
You
it.
definitely don't find the water bottle, but you notice as you're rummaging around, something else is missing. It's the wrap and the head, the lavender smelling head that was in your satchel, is now gone.
Oh. 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 This is concerning.
You alright, Solidus? What's wrong?
I'm losing things in my normal bag. It's the normal bag.
You're normal.
Um.
I thought your both bags were normal.
Oh yeah, but the bags are normal. Um. Do you remember that head that we acquired?
How could I forget?
Would it be terrible if it was misplaced at all? If we lost it, we didn't need it really, did we? Anymore, he's a bit of a dickhead, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like we learnt all we needed from that head, but how
Okay.
do you lose a head?
Oh, I'm sure we've all been prone to lose our head from time to time. Ha ha ha.
Oh, guy, have you lost another head again?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Um, and I'm just like so frantically like rummaging like.
Has any of us
Um,
seen it around or know anything?
Um, you haven't noticed it.
I'm
I-
sure it'll
I-
turn up. That new bag that you've got, I think it goes quite deep, so it could be in there somewhere. Keep looking.
Yeah, I'll have to have a proper look when we're not in transit, and then I sort of just close my bag and carry on as normal.
Yeah, so you will need to share somebody else's water skin.
Oh, can I have some water, please? I'm mighty parched.
Of course, I'll hand him mine.
So you are now one essential bit of kit down, but I'm sure you'll find somewhere to replace it at some point. So the day carries on, and you march a now almost familiar route. As the night sets in, you look for a place to camp. Make a group investigation.
New dice.
Just do it with advantage. Someone wants to do it with advantage.
Yeah, my investigation
Oh.
is bad.
21.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
10.
I rolled a 19.
Blight takes the lead. Alan quietly in the back, giving the young half elf a chance to show his elfish skills. Blight takes the lead, and not far from the main trail, you see a small clearing in the woods, and a small, almost like the trees and bracken are pushed aside to form a small path. In the center of this clearing is a stone well. The stone is heavily covered with moss, and next to the well is an iron bucket. Looks like a good place to camp.
This looks like a good place to camp.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Let's
Let's get a
camp.
fire going.
You say an iron a well
Sweet ass
Yep.
well here as well.
just after Solidus has lost his water.
Oh,
That
that'll be
seems
handy.
convenient.
Oh.
Hey, rock guy, you can fill your water here.
Well, I need a bottle, a container of some sort.
Yeah, good point.
I wonder what would happen if I poured water directly into my bag of holding. How much
all
water?
this stuff would get wet, mate.
Think about how much
Um,
water? Think about how much water I could carry.
That's an
Imagine if
amazing
I
idea.
open my bag and then it just gushes out. That could come in very handy at some point.
Oh Jesus!
Would any of us have an extra water
yeah, could
flask?
I give him one of my
Strahd
holy
dies by
water
slipping
flasks?
over.
Because I
You
have
give him-
6 holy water flasks.
Yeah, you can give him a.
Yeah, so
they're a
I'll
lot
give him one of,
smaller.
one of them then.
Obviously, your water flask is like a large.
Yeah, I figured holy
I
water's
don't
going
know,
to be like a
Holy
fucking...
water. It's
Yeah,
more of a vial.
that's just-
So
Oh, so
I
it's
dunno,
fucking
it's up to you.
useless.
Yeah, have this vial.
yeah,
It's going to be like one mouthful.
yeah, it's essentially like a mouthful. Yeah.
Forget
It's
I
not-
said that. I
Don't
would
worry
have
about
known
me,
from the
boys.
size.
Don't worry about me. I'm.
Esmeralda, you see Esmeralda look, and she pulls out a small vial of holy water in her hand and looks at it for a minute, and then just shakes her head and puts it back.
This well, can I
Mhm.
give it a once over? Is it a facade like many things in Barovia?
Yeah, you can go up to it. You don't need to investigate to thingy. It's solid rock. You look down, you can see water. About 15, 20 feet below. The bucket that sits on the side is on a long rope, and is currently empty.
Gonna lower the bucket down, see what comes out.
Yeah, you lower it down and
Shit.
you pull it back up, filled with water. The water spilling as you pull the rope hand over hand to get it back. When
Does
it
it
comes to the surface, it's looks clear, fresh. Put your hand in, it's cool.
seems like water?
Seems
Drink
like
it.
water.
Drink it.
I'm not
Drink
drinking it. I don't need it. Well, it seems like there's water here, Solidus. I don't know if you
Well,
wanna
I just
check it yourself.
I just had a drink of yours, so I'm.
Can I come and have a little taste and do a medicine check on the water?
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you can just taste it and sort of
That's
give
bad.
a
13.
okay. Um,
Irina would do a medicine check as well.
Yep.
Um,
So you're going to be tasting it.
she got 17.
As you both taste it,
She didn't taste it. She's just checking it.
how are you doing a check on it? Or like poking it
Yeah,
and running
doing
it
the
between your
testing.
hands?
Well, you do that with potions and stuff, right? It's just like a visual inspection.
Yeah, you can have a little swill out. You
Taste
spit it
doesn't-
out first, and you do your dab, don't you? And then you do
Alright.
the swill,
Whatever.
and then you do the swallow.
So you both take a sip of the water to test it and see how it feels. It's fresh. It's cool, clear, tastes clean. Probably fresher and less stale than the stuff in your flasks. Yeah, it's
Okay,
nice.
good to go, guys. Fill up your flasks.
Bruce doesn't.
Oh,
No, I'll just.
sorry, Solidus.
Yeah, I'll just.
I'm gonna go and sit to the side and start filing down one of my pitons from my climbing kit.
Pecans.
Piton?
As you-
Piton?
I
Little
you-
iron things.
Oh, cool.
As you all fill your flasks, the last person, which we'll say for this is Blight, as you tip the last drop out, you see something in the bottom of the bucket. They roll
Jesus.
around like small balls, and they're the small skulls of infants.
Sorry.
3 or 4
no.
of them in the bottom of the bucket.
Huh.
I don't drink the water.
Well, they're
Don't
pretty
do it.
old.
Ask why.
I could take it like skulls, not like fleshy skulls.
Yeah, they're just bones. No flesh or like eyeballs or anything. It's just bones.
Well, it was never going to be normal water, let's face it, guys. Lovely.
It was one of those classic.
Barovia!
Excellent. Well, I'm glad I didn't
Okay.
consume
well.
any. Or put
Not
any in my
thirsty
bag.
anymore.
You tip your flasks out.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, Bruce
I
didn't. Bruce didn't fill his. Bruce
Yeah.
just kept what his was.
Okay. But Esmeralda, you have skull water in your flask. Just make a note of that somewhere on a bit of paper.
baby skull
Next time,
water.
next time you take a sip. So yeah, other than the odd well, it's a ample place to make camp. You're sheltered from the road, and yeah, it's good. You build camp and taking watches, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take first
Um,
watch.
Yeah, I'll take second.
Callan offers to take watch
don't
after
offer
he's
Oh wait,
finished
yeah.
with 4 hours meditation.
Yeah.
And I don't offer at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep then.
So you hunker down for the evening. Bruce, you were taking the first one.
Yeah.
Roll for a perception check.
Oh wait, just before I go down, I'll cast Bless on Bruce.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
What does that do? Add
Adds to his rolls,
D4.
doesn't it?
So
Let me just. Yeah, I think it is, isn't
Is
it?
it to all checks?
18.
D4 add
Oh,
to
so I got D4.
attack roll or saving throw.
22.
Oh, attack roll or saving. Oh, all checks as well. Yeah, 22. The night's quiet. You hear the sounds of the forest, the animals, the howls in the distance. However, nothing seems to come to the camp.
I'd say about an hour in, Bruce would just get up and just start to wander off, just looking lost in thought, pondering what's been going
Just
on.
let me have a look at Callan's meditation. Where would it say about that?
Features and traits.
Features and traits. Makes me up. Sorry, no.
Sorry.
Got a million features and traits. Meditate semi-consciously for 4 hours a day. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, just gonna sort of wander to the tree line. Just mutter under his breath as he starts walking off. Oh, I need a piss. And just keeps walking.
You leave the site.
What did you say? What did you mutter?
Oh, I just need a piss.
The music's really loud. Has anyone else got
Oh,
that?
sorry, dude.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
quite loud.
Try
I don't
turning
have-
it down. I just
I
can't.
don't have any music.
Really?
Weird.
Ma-
Yeah.
You can turn
Is that better?
master music volume level down
Oh,
in
no,
the
I've
settings.
tried.
Well.
It's not doing anything.
Oh, right.
Is it quieter now?
It
That's
went
a bit
down
better.
for me.
I can always stop
Yeah,
it. Yeah, better?
that's better. Thank you.
Okay, no worries, man. So Bruce, you leave the site.
Just wander off.
And you don't come back.
Either.
I around this point, get up and also leave quietly.
Oh. Oh.
As you
What's
two leave,
happening here?
who was taking the second watch?
Callan, I guess.
Esmeralda, I
Colin,
think.
because he was
Yeah.
Oh,
healthy.
Callan, sorry.
Yeah.
You, Esmeralda, Irene is with you as well, isn't she? Esmeralda, Irina, and Solidus. After about 4 or 5 hours of going down, fatless, since he's not here, we'll make the decision of a dice. So, after about 4 or 5 hours of going down, I think Esmeralda, you feel a shake, and you wake up to see Callan over you.
Sorry.
He says, Bruce and Blight have left
When?
4 hours ago or so.
What? I start getting up and packing my gear.
Do you wake the others?
Um,
Should we wake the others?
I need to catch up with them. I'm worried they're going to do something rash. And if you're worried for your friends, I would worry too. Van Richten, he's not a man to mess with.
Perhaps we should all go then. And he wakes up Solidus and
Yeah,
Irina.
right, he does. I thought you were gonna fucking leave me in the woods. Fucking die.
And as you wake up to Callan and Esmeralda, Esmeralda's packing her bags, and Callan wakes you up and says, Bruce and Blight have left about 4 hours ago.
Those little bastards. I say. As I rise up.
And I think they've taken your horse.
We
Solidus.
haven't. We haven't
haven't?
taken
Okay,
horse.
you haven't.
No, no, I've got a plan for that.
I look around worriedly and I'm like, Tom Hiddleston in Warhorse. Oh, he's there, thank God.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
next to me.
that's his name.
Right there. Oh, God, there.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so you awake. It's dark. There is no light in the forest, so you light torches. And I presume the camp sets off 4 hours behind Bruce and Blight.
So as soon as Solidus sets off on the horse, it disappears.
You.
Can't believe I blessed him.
Callan
Um,
says, I
and-
guess we're walking.
and I turn to Blight and say, "It appears they know we're on the move, but they're without a horse now." And then I cast Find Steed and create a racehorse at our
Nice.
side, and
I mean,
I say, "Hop on, let's go."
what's happened to
With
my
Blight can fly
horse?
as well. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say roll a d6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2. What, me or both of us or what? Hot.
Just one of you. Just one of you.
I've done it.
Right,
What'd
mate.
you get?
Do you say plus 2?
Yeah, plus 2.
4.
Okay. So you
No,
have a
3.
4.
3.
3. Okay.
That's worse than 4.
That is
Kenny,
worse.
yeah. So you have 3 hours ahead of the guys. The guys have managed to catch up an hour with you.
That was quick running.
Yeah. You know what? For 7, you're 7 hours ahead because they had the 4 delay, and then you've managed to make up 3 with the pace. So you have 7 hours.
Okay.
You guys on the road, do you want to do anything, or are you just trekking through the night?
I'm steaming after him.
Yeah, I'm fucking steaming. Yeah.
Technically, Kurt,
They've made me-
Irina's with them, so you were still there.
They have made me very,
Yeah.
very mad by taking my horse from me.
Does anyone have? Sorry, go on.
Irina's gonna send a message to Bruce.
This is going to be interesting.
I know,
This is
fucking hell.
Oh god, I'm fucking with my head
I
now.
don't even think about Irina.
Personalities.
Irina's sending a message to Bruce, and she says, "Bruce,
Go
what?
get him.
Bruce,
babe.
what? I love you, babe. Go kill him."
Everything you're doing right now.
Bruce,
Come back to bed.
What are you doing? You've left us. Don't do anything crazy.
And I yell, "Tell him I'm gonna fucking kill him.
And
Tell him I want my horse back."
Solidus wants his horse back.
Tom Hiddleston in Warhorse.
And Bruce replies saying, there's like a silence for a moment, and then he says,
Go.
It's best you all aren't around to get in the way of the truth."
Nice.
and that's it.
So it's about a day's travel.
Does anyone have anything to help us just before we actually lose any more time? Does anyone have any sort of
Hang on.
spells
check
that
Callum.
could
Help.
I'm gonna
speed
look.
us up?
I'm looking through
mean-
Irina's stuff.
Can anyone summon anything?
She has enhanced ability,
You've
but that's
got-
just with checks.
You've got Callan who can lead you through the forest as well, 'cause that's his chosen terrain, but there's nothing
Yeah.
to really adjust. Let me have a look at his spells.
Executed brilliantly, by the way. Blight.
Hmm.
No, Irina's not got anything.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything that can really help you,
Okay.
except being able to navigate in the dark. So I'll say you don't get lost. That's one benefit.
Hooray.
Okay, so you travel through the night, and you arrive possibly just after sort of 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Sun's up. It's been up for a few hours, but you arrive at the tower. When you get there,
I would just say to Blight as well. I don't know how this is going to go down. I'll stand
Oh
by.
wait, I just thought something as well.
But just remember, you can use hold person if you need to. I think you have it in your spells.
Could I have suggested at some point to Irina if she could have messaged Van Richten?
Oh.
what's the range on it?
There is no range on message, is there?
No.
No, send
As long
her
as
into
you've
it.
seen the person or knows the person, isn't it?
Yeah, you can ask her now.
Would you mind at least warning Van Richten? Just tell him, not to harm them or anything, and that Blight and Bruce are on their way, and that we're coming. Maybe you could stall or hide. I don't know. I just don't want anything to happen.
Can they reply?
He can.
I'm not sending that message. Obviously, that's me saying it to Irina.
Yeah,
so.
it's in the same way she just messaged Bruce. Like she can do that. It's
Yes.
real. It's
That's
hard
what
for me
that's
to.
what I mean. I know
It's hard for me
'cause
to
it's
play
hard,
that.
so,
You might want to.
Yeah, Paul, would you
think-
take over
yeah.
Irina? Obviously.
Yep.
I don't know how she would
Do-
feel.
Yeah, because
you
obviously
really think-
I understand that you're conflicted, but I also
Listen.
don't want Van Richten to act out of hand without knowing.
But do you really think they'll do something bad?
I don't know Bruce and Blight that much, but
Well, I say they didn't
the
sneak
sword
off your
stuff's pretty
fucking
creepy.
pickle, did they?
Yes, I'll send him a message. How many is it?
Thank you.
25.
25
Yeah.
words, yeah.
Van Richten,
How are you?
Well, you could skip Van Richten.
Bruce and Blight.
He knows who he is.
Bruce and Blight are coming. They think you killed their mother.
Oh, straight in there with it. Fuck.
Esmeralda says,
Stall, don't hurt.
yourself, don't hurt them.
Oh, nice. Nicely
You
done.
can reply to.
Oh,
Can he
she
reply?
went and fucking said it,
Yeah, he
didn't she?
can reply.
Yeah.
Did not see this coming.
You get a reply, and he says, I'm waiting. That's it.
Oh dear.
He's confident.
Ooh,
So-
ooh, he is confident, eh?
Ooh, you're hard.
As you, so obviously on this map, the Esmeralda's cart isn't here, but this cart is.
Okay.
So you arrive out into the small clearing, and you see across the water, a like round-topped wagon, 2 horses shackled to the front. You can see the tracks where the wagon's cut across the small bridge of land that goes out onto this small island where the tower sits. You see the tower, and you see sat on the step the form of Van Richten in his orange leather jacket. He is smoking a small pipe, and his sword cane is by his side.
Van Richten,
Good day.
it's Bruce and Blight. As we approach.
He says, how are things?
Good,
Friends?
good, good,
Alright, guys.
friend. The others couldn't make it. We, as you know, we went off to Vallaki with some unfinished business. Esmeralda was injured. She's taking up rest in the inn there, and the others decided to stay and watch over her. We thought we would travel ahead and see what you found out about the temple.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
With disadvantage, because he knows.
Fuck off.
He literally knows we're lying.
He doesn't. I mean, he had a weird voice come in his head.
Fucking hell, these guys are good at lying.
That could be Strahd.
I'm totally convinced.
Deception.
I like the way you say it.
Deception. Oh god. I'm going to use a luck point with that.
Oh no, we're gonna die today. This is it.
This is fate. We've got to let the dice decide this course of action. Ah, fuck. That's no better. 13.
He takes a long drag off his pipe and then stands up. And he walks past you two, like through the middle of you, round to the back of his wagon. And as he's walking, he says, I know you are here for answers, and I will give them to you. He
Okay.
goes to the back of his wagon and opens up the small door with the steps that go into it. You see him pull out it's like a large leather satchel. He pulls it out and places it on the steps so you can visibly see what he's doing.
It's made out of your mother's skin.
Kiddo.
Be an odd tattoo. No. He says, you two must know that I only kill monsters.
So we've heard.
You understand that?
Am I getting any inkling that he knows more than he's letting on? Obviously, as far as we know, he's
I think you're probably a bit like, what's he doing? You're
Yeah.
unsure of what's happening.
Okay.
I guess you can't tell that he knows, but you
Yeah,
think he's not acting like someone who's just meeting up again.
yeah.
He pulls out a large dark stained leather book. And as he pulls it out, he says, I record everything, my entire work, in these books. Every monster I have hunted, and every monster I have got rid of. Etched on the back of this book in silver is a series of numbers that seem to show dates, although it's hard to read. He opens the book, moves the thing out the way and places it. It's a large, almost like a ledger. He doesn't hide the contents, and you see lines and lines of small notes and annotations, names, dates, and numbers. He turns a few pages. How long ago did your mother die?
When he says that, Bruce's attitude just instantly changes. And what do you know about our fucking mother? And his hand reaches for his sword.
Bruce,
What do you know about Rose?
I have everything that you need to know in here. I just ask you to stay calm.
And keep talking.
I haven't stopped. He turns and finds the page he's looking for and reads aloud. Rose Farabane. Vampire spawn. Tracked by the Blackboard tribe. Execution order Van Richten.
Bruce spits to the side. Lies. That was our
He
mother.
continues to read. Born, Barovia. Fled to Reslanta. You see Rickton read a small section of notes. He lowers his glasses to the end of his nose. Texture small. He begins to shake his head. I am sorry. Poor woman. She was a citizen of Barovia. Were you aware?
No.
She was bitten.
Did you think she was a poor woman when you raped her?
Bruce, let me finish, please. She had Vistani blood in her, and she fled the land with the help of her people. She had to be slain, Bruce, as I could not risk the infection spreading. I knew she had a son, but the risk was too high. And there is something else. I did not kill your mother. You see, there was too many jobs, too many evils to rid from this world, so I hired help. The Black Boar tribe. I hired them to track down and kill people and monsters outside while I focused on the bigger evil. I did not know their methods of slaughter, and when I found out, I ended their contract. He closes the book, puts it back, and then, if I may enter my wagon, I have something that may help ease the pain. And he stands, waiting for a response.
Bruce is he's holding onto the hilt of his sword, and his knuckles are white from holding it so tight, and he's shaking visibly, tears in his eyes.
Bly has tears in his eyes.
He's not quite sure. He wasn't expecting it to go like this, and he's really not sure what to do. He might even
He
roll a dice to decide what to do.
he reads the situation and slowly steps up into his wagon. You can move around to see what he's doing, but he goes to a small chest next to a small cabin bed.
Yeah, Bruce is sort of like circling around wide, keeping distance, but
Yeah, he's like he's in. Oh, fucking hell. He's in there anyway. He opens the large chest and pulls out, moving a couple of things aside. He pulls out a large red cloth long and lifts it with both hands. He steps down the back of the wagon and hands it to you, Blight. As you unwrap the red cloth, you see an odd-looking rapier. The handle is black with white ripples, guarded by a series of large metal prongs. The blade itself is shaped with hooks and barbs, then whittled into a fine point. He says, "This is the weapon used by the person who killed your mother. His name was Isaac Hawthorne, and I took it from his still warm corpse after I tracked and killed the men who dishonored my name and my work. It is only right that you should have it." And
why should we believe you?
why should I lie?
Do any more of this Black Boar tribe exist?
Yes, the tribe is still operational. However, the men who I hired, I killed when I found out what they were doing. If I'd
Where
known
are they?
sooner,
He robbed us of that too.
they live just outside of Waterdeep. But the men there now are not the men who murdered your mother. As I said, they are 6 feet below the ground. I am sorry.
Bruce steps up towards Van Richten,
Oh god.
his hand visibly shaking over the hilt, ready to pull it out. And then falls to his knees and starts uncontrollably sobbing.
Octavio places a hand on your shoulder. I understand your pain. My family was also taken. There is nothing more I can do. He sits back on the step, and there's almost a moment of calm as Bruce sobs on his knees in Blight. You try to take in the revelation that all these years you've been searching. Firstly, the person who killed your mother was on your doorstep. But secondly, the injustice has been righted.
Bruce gets up, drops the sword, starts removing his armor, and starts walking towards the. It's on a lake, isn't it? This tower.
Yeah,
Just starts walking towards the water. Tears streaming down his face, and talking to himself, asking, just talking to the Morning Lord. Why? She did not deserve this. Why did you bring us here? Why are we here? Give me guidance.
at this point, you look out across the water, and crossing from one side of the lake to the other, you see a raven. It flies almost elegantly, cutting through the mist that swells in the air, coming down and almost touching the water with its claws. It flies to the other side and into the woods.
I just try and shrug off a few tears and say, "What did you find at the temple?"
Perhaps we should go inside and talk. I don't like the weather here. And he begins to move towards the tower. So the rapier he's given you, Blight, is Isaac's rapier, which should be in your inventory now.
Yeah.
So you can add it on D&D Beyond. It's called a Defender rapier. I don't know. Can you guys see it? If I
What,
do
on Roll20?
Yeah.
because it looks pretty sick. I'll put it in everyone's journals.
I was going to say, with the barbs, is that for where they hook up the people's blades and pull them off?
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? So that is what he's given you, which you can add on D&D Beyond and use as your rapier if you wish.
Is it in the Roll20 thing? Oh, there at the top.
I'll put it in your journal, yeah. But on D&D Beyond,
yeah.
it'll be
Oh,
called
no, it's
Defender
away at the bottom.
Rapier, if you can find it. So,
Nice.
as the scene closes and you head inside the tower, Van Richten lights a small stove in the top room and makes a large pot of tea and hands it out to you both. Well, Bruce, if you come in.
Yeah. He eventually,
Perhaps after some time. Yeah.
after some time, he goes in and doesn't talk, just sits there.
I've not said a word to him yet either.
Yeah, he doesn't expect you to. The mood is somber and quiet. However, in Rictavio's perspective of it was bad, but he has fixed it the best he can.
I mean, it didn't go how. Well, Bruce didn't really know how it was going to go, but it didn't go how he thought it was, and he's kind of caught off guard with it. And
Yeah.
thanks to a dice roll, he didn't lash out and try to kill him.
Yay. Friends.
Ooh,
So,
tower
the
friends.
party who travel behind, you make haste. You push through. However, Solidus, in the early hours of the morning, you hear the voice again in your head. It's the voice of Strahd. Your friends have left you, Solidus. You must bring her to me soon. I can give you your freedom.
Sexual
I say
freedom.
I say out loud, or else what?
Huh? What do you mean, or else what?
What? Nothing.
What?
What?
Solidus,
What are
you
you
said or
talking
else
about?
what?
What?
Both Irina and Esmeralda are like on you.
Nothing. Nothing.
Are
Nothing
you
at
hearing
all.
the voice again?
Not now, Strahd.
Yeah, he's bugging me. He won't leave me alone. What should I do?
Esmeralda comes behind you and puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "We must kill him, Solidus. It is the only way to free ourselves."
It's a solid idea.
How come? We must move.
I'm real mad when I
Yeah.
don't do a betray.
um,
So you
Bruce.
guys have
Oh, God.
By the way, at this
6 or
point, we
7.
would have drank water, so unless we found new water,
Okay, so you've
I've
drunk
drank
something.
skull water.
So, when you drank the skull water, you got the properties of a short rest. You felt revitalized.
Say
And
what?
That the skull water's amazing.
yeah, so you basically, if you don't need to roll hit dice, but if you did, then you could roll hit dice or anything like that. So stick on a short rest because you guys also didn't get a long rest when you slept. I don't think you probably needed it because you haven't been in combat, but you didn't get a long rest.
Read.
Bruce at some point would pull out the picture of Rose and just sits there staring at her.
Paul, that rapier,
Mhm.
Isaac's rapier, that's the weapon Van Richten used to kill him with, or
No,
was
that was
Yeah.
Isaac's. That was the weapon that Isaac killed your mother with,
fucking hell?
and his penis.
Oh God.
No, why
Yes.
why am I
It's up
carrying
to
this
you.
around with
You can keep it, or you can get rid of it. It's entirely up to you.
me? Yeah,
Is it good? It reads like it might be good. I
it's
didn't
pretty
read it properly.
decent. That's the thing.
Got some cool stats.
It's really badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce had just pulled out the picture of Rose and is obviously just staring at her and says out loud, When was she bitten? Who bit her?
There is only one vampire in Barovia who can infect a person.
What the fuck, really?
The spawn cannot. They can bite, but they can't infect. You know who it was, Bruce. And I believe that is why you're here. Strahd bit your mother.
I always remember her being tired and wary all the time.
The infection can take sometimes years to take hold. But there is always the risk.
What was she
I am sorry.
planning for us? What was she thinking? What was she going to do?
I at this point just scream at the top of my lungs and launch that rapier out the window.
Ah! The glass shatters as his rapier just flies through. You see it. Give me a strength roll.
11.
flies out and lands about 5 feet from the water's edge, and you see it just splash as it goes into the lake and sinks.
Bruce like looks up shocked.
Brictavio doesn't look that shocked.
I'm just pacing the floor.
He says, I lost my son to a vampire. He was to end. I had to kill him myself. The vampire was enraged and he killed my wife. This is why I cannot go with you to defeat Strahd, as I am cursed and everything around me dies eventually.
Say that again.
What are you doing here then? You plan to kill Strahd yourself?
If I have the opportunity, but meeting you and your friends, that I hope are still your friends, I believe you have a chance. And when they arrive, I will tell you what I found at the temple. They are coming, right?
They'll be here. We know
Yeah.
them, and we do.
Yeah, they'll be here.
Then we will wait. And he pulls out the small pipe again and sparks it up. And sits just on the edge of the bed. Just quiet. Contemplating.
Bruce is doing the same, just not really taking his eyes off the photo.
The best. We went from a raunchous night in a tavern to 3 men sitting in a room inside.
Sulking.
Yeah. So, is there anything you wish to do before the rest of the party arrives?
Yeah, kill Van Richten.
Up to you, dude.
No. It's close. I kind of caught me off guard that bit there, Paul. Don't really know what to do now. He's just
Dude.
gonna sit and
Some things to contemplate about what he said, because it's probably a lot to take in, is that your mother's from Barovia. Therefore,
yeah. Yeah,
you
that's
guys are-
interesting. Barovian.
Also, you have Vistani blood.
part of the Stanley blood, yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Remember,
I
Blight's
didn't.
half elf as well.
Yeah, I didn't know my father.
He was born outside Barovia, whereas Bruce, you were born in Barovia.
Ooh,
Right.
blood loss.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's how many years difference? 5 years? 10 years?
Yeah. So she fled with you as an infant, Bruce.
Yeah.
That's why he said he remembers that she had a son.
Yeah.
And then Blight,
Right.
you were born
Right.
around Waterdeep. Obviously an elf father.
God, she slept around.
Hey, you watch your tongue.
Oh!
It's not there.
I'm
You
gonna be.
just said it on the way.
Yeah,
While
I'm
we're
sitting
waiting for him, I'm
up.
gonna sit on top of the tower, looking all like broody with my wings out and stuff, like a
gargoyle.
Batman comic book or
Nice,
something.
Nice.
The rain.
And what you see, like, as you stare out across the mist in the forest, is it's coming up to late afternoon, and the rest of the party, and it's the clearing. What you guys see as you enter is the cart, the roll-top cart packed outside, and Blight on the roof.
Blight, please.
What have you done?
Please use minor illusion to create a body of Van Richten at the door.
I'm in no mood.
Blight, what have you done? Where's Van Richten?
I just stand up and walk inside. Just ignore him. Nero.
I yell, "Where's Tom Hiddleston in Warlord? Where is he?"
Alright, well, I'm rushing for the really slow lift then.
Okay, yeah. I was just so the other picture I was picturing is when Bruce went up in the lift, just like sulking and sad, and it was just like.
There's gargoyles awkwardly like pulling the
Yeah.
Playing the Hulk theme tune.
Yeah.
yeah.
So after a short time, you make it up, Esmeralda. you enter the room first, going first up on the lift, and you see Van Richten sat on the bed, Bruce and Blight in the room. Esmeralda.
Everything's okay.
I hope so.
I'm sorry we left you. I hope you can understand.
It was
I didn't want you to get into the way of any decision we made as a family.
I can understand that, even if it was a bit of a dick move.
Callan
I-
says, a party should stick together.
Fuck off, Callan. Family.
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 I was on the horse when it
I
disappeared.
know you was. I know you was.
Hell,
I have like a telepathic connection with him, and as soon as you sat on that horse, I wanted it to disappear, so you fell on your ass.
I skinned my knee.
I'm sorry, Solidus.
Where is my horse?
It's just too easy
Bruce.
to take the piss out of you.
That was a serious dick move, and I cast reduce on him.
What?
Thank you.
So
Thank
he
you, Ping.
reduces in size for a minute.
Excellent.
I
You see
guess
Bruce
to,
shrink.
within
halfling
range to
size,
grow
right?
larger or smaller for the duration.
You
So yeah, I guess it goes to halfling size.
You made me back my normal size. How dare you! You son of a bitch!
Van Richten says, Esmeralda, please. They're
I'm
going
sorry.
for enough.
It's a new spell I learned. I figured I'd test it out.
Just you
Let me
wait.
see. Can he...
I stand over Bruce and I say, "Bring him back, please. I won't be mad. I'll close my eyes, and if I open my eyes and the horse is here, then no one gets kicked out of the window."
As you stand there over Bruce, Van Richten walks around past you and touches Bruce on the shoulder and casts Lesser Restoration, which will
Yes.
remove the condition. So you're like stood above him, Solidus, and Bruce. All of a sudden, you feel this touch on your head, and then you grow to full size again.
Fuck you, Esmeralda! You son of a bitch! Don't ever do that again. And I
Can't always
say
only
to
on Solidus.
Solidus, look out the window.
I run to the window like it's Christmas morning. I'm expecting snow. I shove Callan out the way. And I look out the window.
There's nothing there.
Oh, I'm suddenly upset again. My heart is crushed.
And then as he turns around, there's a fucking warhorse just stood in the room with him.
Everyone gets backed up to the walls while this warhorse is just in the center of the room.
Like, yeah.
Kicking all the furniture and
Alan just puts his head in his hand and shakes it. Irina begins to laugh,
I run
and
up
Rictavio has a wry smile on his face.
and I hug the horse. And I give it a little kiss on the neck.
I click my fingers and make it disappear, and I say it'll be outside waiting for you when we leave.
Yeah, okay, cool. Cool.
I don't think
And-
it should stay in here.
Speaking, it's like the suit of armor that should have left somewhere.
God.
And speaking of leaving, I should tell you what I found at the temple.
Yeah.
Come, sit. And everyone takes place in the room. The journey is hard. I fear if I did not have my wagon, I would not have survived. I believe it is one you are going to have to make. But you need to be prepared. You will need equipment, clothing. Temperatures below freezing most of the time. The mountain is dangerous. There are hazards around every corner. And time. It took 5 days to get there. After the second day of traveling, I arrived at a pass, a large bridge across the huge chasm. The bridge had a gate with like a green flame engulfing it. I cast Dispel Magic and passed through. I do not know what would happen if you passed through without that, but it looked to be some sort of barrier. My journey carried on. The last bit is almost the hardest, winding further and further up the mountain. And as I arrived in the afternoon on the 5th day, I saw a huge building, almost an abbey or temple. But the building itself was built out from the mountain, but plain, large, solid walls. I entered. It was empty. Although there were signs that there was once life. Now, Esmeralda, you may remember this. A long time ago I read of a group of wizards. They were powerful. And together they decided they would build a prison. A prison for darkness and evil. I've seen carvings in the temple, the monastery that guards the entrance. I believe the carvings depict the wizards trapping evil into large amber blocks. But the pictures change. They seem to get infected. As I know from dealing with monsters, sometimes the darkness can seep in to the mind. It can change a person from good to evil. I fear this is what has happened at this temple. And now the wizards who once protected it are part of its evil. I could not enter. I do not think I would have come out alive if I did. Not by myself.
Irina
But I
perks up and says, when I messaged you, you sounded hurt.
Yes, that was just the journey.
You old
took
fart.
nearly all my wit and savviness to make it, my endurance. But the reason I am telling you this and the reason that I believe you need to go is I think this prison is the source of Strahd's power.
Oh.
There is an evil called Vampire. He was an ancient spirit and I believe he was the one to create the first vampires in the land. I suspect he was held in this prison, and I also suspect that Strahd set him free. I fear if you kill Strahd, then this spirit will bring him back, and this cycle will start again. Look at Irina. You are part of this. We all are now.
You mean like the reincarnation that Irina is dealing with?
Yes, like
Sure.
that.
Surely you don't reincarnate as a vampire, though, right?
Dark evil with great power. That is what I sense from inside these walls. I do not know how far or how much power they can have.
This is Irina talking, by the way, because
Okay.
Bruce isn't in the frame of mind to be doing it. So there was an original vampire, a prime vampire, the first,
I believe so.
who was imprisoned in the temple,
Yes.
and Strahd, before he was turned, made a deal with this. He said in his tome that he made a deal with death, or something like that. I can't remember. A pact. Is this what happened? Do you think?
I believe so. And the key to breaking it will be inside that temple.
So you think before Strahd can be killed for good, we need to deal with whatever's in that temple?
Yes, I do. I think that is where your path should go next.
Well, let's go fuck it up.
You'll need supplies. You will have to go back to the village.
Ah, piss.
I would have come there myself, but getting back here was hard enough.
You mean Vallaki?
Supplies.
Yes. I
This
believe
game-
that is the only place where civilization stocks equipment you will need.
What equipment are you talking about? We're pretty kitted out.
Well, we could
Your
do with a
clothes.
flask. Just all of us.
Yeah, and another severed head.
Your clothes for a start.
Sorry.
These are not
need-
warm enough. You'll need furs. You'll
Oh.
need wraps.
Haha!
You will need...
I've got cold resistance, you old prick. I live in the mountains.
Well, perhaps you will be okay.
Yeah! And I stomp around the room, tell everybody like, yeah, I'm the best. I'm gonna go to the window.
You will need some sort of refuge for nighttime. I had the wagon, but you will need some sort of tent or protection. You'll need rations, rope.
Or a tiny hut that you can cast with a spell.
Tiny hut.
That would help, yes.
Leopold's tiny hut, perhaps.
Do you have that?
I don't think I do. I'm just checking. I think it's a
Pretty
wizard.
sure I saw a Sports Direct in Vallaki.
I think it's a
Guard
wizard
doors.
thing, that, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
sounds wizardy.
Yeah.
Ooh, city.
Oh, wizardy. Yeah, no, I don't have that. Okay.
So yeah. That is Van Richten's information.
I wish we didn't
Hmm.
travel 2 days to find out that we need to just go back to where we started. Says
I'm
Irene.
sorry, friend.
Well, if only someone wasn't on a murder mission.
Hey, did anyone get murdered? No, so.
Well, then it wasn't even worth it.
Will you rest here tonight?
Yeah, might as well.
Good.
And are you going to help us? This
I
is
will
Irina
be-
still.
I will try. But as I've said to Bruce and Blight, I cannot be with you. I can't be one of the party.
Why?
Death follows me.
Death follows us all here.
I was gonna say we haven't been super great in the death stakes, to be honest.
You are all still alive, and I could not burden you with my curse.
I look
I will
over at
try and assist.
Dwight and I say, I don't think all of us are.
Yeah. If you need me, send a message. I will be around. And he
Hang
picks
on.
up his pack.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me just check something. Sorry, just looking through Irina's spells. Oh. She says, wait until the morning before you leave, if that's what you're going to do. I may have something
Why?
that could help you.
What is it?
don't want to fucking tell you. I have a spell. Remove curse.
A remove curse spell, yes. I'm afraid I think it runs deeper than that.
You said it was a curse. I can remove a curse.
Deeper curse.
Thank you, child, but I am best on my own. And he steps onto the elevator and slowly.
Esmeralda runs onto it with him and, like, obviously just says bye properly to him.
He says, "You will do great things, Esmeralda.
Thank you.
Stay with these people. They will need you."
You've taught me so much. I
It's
don't know
like,
how to thank you.
"Don't mention it."
Irina like goes over to the lift. She's like, "No, don't go. We could use your help. I have removed curse." And Bruce stands up and steps in front of her, in between, and says, and just like stares her down and says, "Let him go. We don't need him."
As the lift descends, the room is quiet. And that's where we'll take a short break.
To get to know the
Alright.
kid.
Alright.
More alcohol.
Whew. Whew. Thank God. No one's killed.
Yo.
Hey, man.
Ah, bloody hell. So
Really?
good.
I can't believe I didn't even think that Blight would chuck the sword. But it's
I
probably
don't.
what he'd do.
Well, to be fair, I don't think he wanted. I don't think Bonner wanted to. Reading that sort of, but I think
yeah.
he's really tried to be realistic with
like-
the character there.
Yeah, he's done well. Because I was like, oh, I'll give Bon a cool magic item because he's got his wings, but this would be nice for him, and it'll like tie into the story.
Yeah.
And then looking back on it, like hindsight now, like, yeah, he probably wouldn't want to carry the sword that killed his mum.
I mean, you could look at it in the way of which Van Richten intended, which is like use it as a way of
He's using it for good, yeah.
empowering himself. But yeah, I think you could go either way.
Yeah.
Fair play to him. I rolled a dice to see what Bruce
See
would do
whether
there
you'd attack.
because I couldn't really make that decision because I think
Just
it could
heat
have
of the
gone
moment,
either.
isn't it?
Yeah, it could have gone either way. On a personal level, I wanted to kill Van Richten because I just think it would be cool and fun. But at the same time, I know the repercussions for the party would be really awkward to
Pretty
get over.
detrimental.
So I was
That
like,
dragon would have to come down.
I know. So I thought I'll just roll the dice. And in my head, I said, if it's a 15, because of I was going to base it on, the DC was going to be based on how well he talked himself out of it. And I wasn't expecting him to have such a deep backstory to it all. So I set the DC at 15 or higher, and I rolled an 11. So yeah, you got out of that one.
Nice.
I thought that was a fair way to do it. I don't know,
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
because I
That's
wanted
what
to.
I do for character decisions.
I did want to kill him.
Oh man.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Did you enjoy our little sneaking off, James?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, told me about it earlier.
I rang
He was
Paul
I
like,
had
about.
whole plans ready. I was like, oh, I've got all these different spells I can use against him. No, the
Yeah.
fucker just ran off without me. It was awful.
I watched the session back earlier on, and I was like, it just occurred to me. I was like, Bruce would probably just sneak off to get away from everyone and deal with it himself. But we'd already left Valarki, so I was like, he's gonna have to do it on the first night we camp. So I thought I'd ring Paul and be like, look, I'm thinking about doing this. How do you feel about it? So we just kind of like discussed it. And then I rang Bono and was like, what do you think? And Bono was like, yeah, I'm totally in, totally up for that.
Yeah,
It is,
that brotherly bit was really cool.
yeah,
It was a good little scene. I liked it.
yeah, love it.
Yeah, I was saying, James, I can't believe Blight threw the sword, but then like
I know.
it is
I
probably
heard
what
it
it
all.
do. Oh
I had
yeah,
this
of
on the
course
whole
you got
time,
headphone
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I could hear you
I
the
was
whole
gonna
time.
say, there's a lot of like, I feel like there's like revenge films where the guys would have weapons. You know, I don't know, it's like
Yeah.
old fantasy things where they would carry the sword that had killed their family or something like that. I was like, it's not too far off being like one of those macabre truths that kind of, you know, like
Yeah,
Bruce and Blake are all like kind of revenge driven, aren't they? So I don't know. It could be an interesting.
We were just
How
saying,
hard was
to
it?
use
How
it.
hard was it to chuck the sword, Bon?
It's pretty badass. It was hard. It just felt like a cool thing, just like a dramatic thing to do. So I thought,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it was spot on,
Definitely.
like so character driven. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh, give Bon a nice little magic item.
So sorry.
Nah,
Fuck you,
dude, that
magic
was
item.
spot on.
No, we were just saying like that takes a lot because I know you as a player would want to keep that sword, but as a character it made a lot of sense to get rid of it, and like it's
Yeah.
real cool. It's real
So it
cool.
can't kill anyone ever again.
I'm glad I did it actually. Story-wise.
It's when the sunken skeleton comes back and tries to kill you with it. That's what.
I was saying,
Yeah.
Strahd just has it.
I was saying
He's
Bon
just
as
wearing
well.
it as we walk in.
I was saying Bon as well that obviously we made that plan to like sneak off and stuff, but didn't really know how it was going to go down, and depending on what you said was going to depend on what Bruce did. But I left it to like a dice roll, and depending on how well he argued his case was to what number I needed to roll as to whether to attack him or not. But because he had such a compelling story that I wasn't expecting, I set it at 15. So if I rolled a 15 or more, he was gonna attack. But I rolled an 11, so
I'm really glad.
I know.
'Cause
I
it,
want.
like,
I wasn't expecting
almost
such
like-
a
yeah, I know. I was almost like,
convincing.
that wasn't as dramatic as I thought, but because like it played out so well story-wise, I was like, no, this is probably what would happen.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I think as much as I wanted the drama of killing Van Richten in the moment, like
Trying to.
the characters and stuff, like I think that's how that would have gone down. I think Bruce would be just battling his inner demons and leave it to chance.
You just wanted to become an oathbreaker, mate.
To be fair, yeah, I did. I was looking at what would happen to me earlier if I broke my oath, and it is
Just go
pretty
Just
badass.
go kill a kid in Valaki or something.
Like all my spells just basically become like the dark
He's already
version.
killed a baby.
Yeah, you have to kill that baby.
It was a flesh golem. It was a flesh golem.
You're still rolling people in Koresk.
They were evil.
We were
Yeah.
on a break.
The villagers were really innocent.
But
Oh dear.
yeah, Oathbreaker
It was
paladins
the
are
flesh
pretty
golem
badass.
is the new we were on a break, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just a flesh golem.
Was it? Wasn't it?
Oh,
He killed all the guards in the Wachter house.
Fuck those guards.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Oh dear. Okay, so we can fast travel the.
Well, is Callan coming, by the way, Aaron?
I guess not at this point.
Oh man.
A piece of shit.
I'll just have to.
Could have
be
done with
Callan
his
for the rest of the
could have
game.
done with
You
his
made everyone cancel last
with
week.
his insight.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay, so we can fast travel back to Valaki to pick up gear. I won't make you do the trek.
I want to sneak off
sake.
again though.
Sake of brevity.
Can we try and stop at that well again and see if there's any more skull water?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll go back onto this map. Make a. I guess it's like an investigation because you're trying to find where it was.
21.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. You managed to find it well enough.
Hey, hey.
Well.
So yeah, again, you find the well. You stop off there on one of the nights trek back, and yeah, you can all top up your flasks if you wish.
Yeah.
And then
I,
just make a
I
little
really
note.
suggest this, guys.
Make a note
mean-
that when you sip from your flask, I'll say you probably got 2 uses each. So you've got 2 like short rests that you can use with like a swig of water, basically.
Okay.
If you're getting a sticky sitch.
Have a flask.
So as in my flask
Yeah,
gives me 2 short
everyone-
rests. There's only 2
Everyone else.
goes.
Yeah, I'll say you get 2 short rests out of the amount that you need to drink to sort of gain it and stuff.
Cool.
Otherwise, it could be like 20 million short rests. The never-ending short rest. Yeah, Solidus, you don't have a flask. Do you have anything else that you can fill?
Paul, is there
Sock.
an actual D&D item for this, or is this a homebrew thing?
The water is sort of homebrew. I don't think there's an item
Okay.
for short rest water.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, just.
By
make
the
a
way,
note.
when we get to the town, I'm gonna go to the graveyard and get some more grave dirt because I'm.
I was going to mention that actually. Yeah. I mean,
I've had enough, more or less, I think.
and Bruce had some as well.
I had some if you
I
got
think I'm alright.
desperate, yeah, but
Yeah, I don't have anything that can hold water, so I'll have a quick sip.
Just your mouth. You just fill your
Yeah,
mouth and
yeah.
like carry it.
Quick
yeah,
sip and
you
then
can be.
carry on.
I'd be sharing my water with Solidus until we got back to Vallaki, and you can get another water skin.
So you'll get 1 short rest each then.
Solidus, how have you lost your water skin? Where could you possibly have put that?
Well, it was right here in my bag next to my my head, my severed head, and it's
Remember when we stayed at Strahd's and like things went missing?
yeah, but I've had all those things since then. You
Yeah,
know,
but
this is a recent. I
This
think
not be
maybe
related to that, or
I think maybe my bag's being weird. I think maybe my bag is a gateway to another dimension, and things are falling through.
um,
Um,
Irina.
there's a hole in it.
yeah, I think there's a hole in my interdimensional bag.
No, Bruce. In fact, Bruce would have prepared a different spell this morning.
Okay.
And are we sort of approaching Vallaki? As we're sort of
Yep.
approaching Vallaki, the gates, he would cast Locate Object.
Okay. And what's he looking for?
His hit flask, his
He's
water.
looking for the flask.
It's hip flask, is it now?
Right.
Just read me out the locate object spell.
I know the location of it. Well, I can sense the location of it if it's within 1,000 feet.
Does it work over different dimensions?
Say yes.
I don't think it does it? I
Say
think
it
it has
does.
to be on the same plane.
I think
Oh,
I've heard that before.
It doesn't say anything about it,
D&D.
but it,
Don't mention no
I
plane.
just say I think it has
yeah.
to be the same plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't find it.
Okay. Solidus, I've just used a spell, and it doesn't appear like it's in Vallaki. I don't know
No.
where. When did you last have it? When did you last see it? Use it?
Probably.
It went missing like the day before you set off.
Yeah.
So that morning you had it like the night before you'd filled it ready for the journey, but you couldn't find it the day after, basically.
Paul, to save me the effort of looking for anything about Taraka cards, is it something I could like do a reading for? Like, could I do a reading on Solidus to see if that would do anything at all?
Yeah, let me just have a quick look. You could try it. You could certainly try. Let me see which Taraka card.
Like, putting my pack on the ground and getting out my deck of cards and ask Sawdust if he... Sawdust, would you like me to try the cards?
Yes, please.
And you're
Start reading his palm.
Mhm.
yeah. A lot of cards. I think I know which one had come up. So you go through the motions and you sort of do your drill of trying to see into his
Third eye.
soul. Yeah.
Looking down his top eye.
Let me see how I get this out. You pull out what is called the Illusionist card, which looks like... Hope I can just do this. Nope. I want to show you guys. Oh, here it is. How do I show that to you? I'll add it into the journal in a sec. So it's basically this face of it's like a man's face, long, thin, bony, and covering half of it is a mirror. And on the mirror, as you look through, the face is turned to that of a ghoul, sort of thing. And you know this card means like it suggests that something's hiding, something's not quite what it seems. I'll take a photo of it and post it to the group so you guys can see.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling I know what's going on.
Would you like to tell the class?
No. Because I don't think Bruce would.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the card that you pull. And you explain that it's
Oh.
yeah,
Damn.
something's not quite what it seems.
Oh no. They're in the mirror world. There's over 18 mirrors in mirror world. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
so that's where you are. So you do the reading, that's the information you got, you can't find the flask. You enter the city, the guards, as they see you approach, they open up the gates.
Can I
They're
just,
happy to see you.
can I just ask Paul, is there anything else? Like, it was just that one time that something went missing on Sardis. There was no other.
I feel like there was another...
They've lost 2 items.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
it
was
lost
something else
lost their
that people
head as
lost.
well, but there was no. It was just that one occasion that happened.
Is it?
Since he's looked in his bag, he's lost 2 things.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well,
he doesn't know when he lost them.
I shall look in my bag again. Have I lost anything else?
Make an investigation check.
15.
Seems to be there.
Okay.
You count through your small bits of pocket bacon.
Your shit
Lips, no.
belongings.
Yeah. You've got. Don't forget, you find your little doll with a little poison dart in,
Can't lose that.
which you stroke affectionately before putting it back in the bag.
I tell you what, I think I'm still carrying this. I'm carrying the icon of Ravenloft. I don't know. I don't think I gave that to anybody. I think I'm still holding that.
I think you gave it to Bruce.
I've
Oh,
got
did
that.
I? Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
take that out my inventory then. I was just worried about it. I think it's important.
Yeah,
You
you
don't want to
you
go missing.
you picked it out originally, but then I took it off you.
Cool. I've updated that. But yeah,
That's-
I'm not really carrying anything of value in my bag. It's my doll, which I love. My love doll. So yeah,
Cool.
I'm satisfied.
the guards open the gate and they greet you with pleasant smiles. Glad to see you returning. Your name in the town of Valaki is now in quite high esteem. You've managed to sort of get rid of the cult, change things. Things seem to be going for the better in Valaki. So
Local
you guys are
celebrities.
sort of yeah, that's it. You're on a bit of a pedestal at the moment.
Should think so.
So yeah, you head where you heading? Hit up the inn or
Sports Direct.
um,
Should we go and see get to the pub?
Yeah.
Was anyone interested in the silver arrowheads? Someone said they had a lot of arrow silver, didn't they?
no, you didn't have enough silver. I think was the
Oh, we
issue.
didn't in the end.
I think we're
Oh.
gonna
Coins
struggle with
between
that.
you had like less than 100 coins. I think.
Well, that's why I brought up the icon of Ravenloft. Is it is made of silver. So I don't know if that was better served as being melted down into something pointy, or if it is better in its statue form.
Is it a
Remelt.
magical item? Does it do something?
Hang
We
on,
found it in
what are you on about?
The
The
icon
icon
of
of
Ravenloft.
Ravenloft.
I have
it's
that.
silver. Yeah, it's silver.
Solidus wants to melt it.
No.
Is it
Does it do?
Is it?
Is it a
Well,
magical item?
Does it do something? Or
Yeah, that's what
or is it just
I was
purely
that's what
a
I've been using to cast augury. So remember when I've been like asking for like the future?
The like divine sense stuff.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen if we do this or that, or I used it to find
No,
the
yeah, we're not
sword,
melting
and
that down.
it also can cure wounds, and
Oh,
it can also turn undead creatures
Yeah.
and stuff. It's quite a good, quite powerful thing.
so
I
Don't-
wish
don't
Solidus died, and he just
Can
wake up
I-
one night and he's melted it on the fire.
Is it while we're here for a bit? Is it possible for me to contact Vistani and get a bit of a trade going?
Yeah, so there's a Vistani camp outside of the
The
village.
Because it could be worth going to the Vistani and seeing what we could get. Maybe I could try and get some silver arrowheads brought in.
Paul, did you say that our Rose was Vistani or Barovian? Did she have
She
Vistani
had
blood?
Vistani blood. Yep, that's how she managed to escape the mists.
Right.
Because Vistani are the only people to cross the mists.
I wouldn't mind accompanying you, James, if you're gonna go speak to them.
Who's James?
Fucking hell.
Esmeralda.
I mean, Esmeralda. I don't know who fuck James is.
I think
So-
it's worth a shout. Let's head on over.
But before we do that, I'm assuming we just like checked in at the inn because I just want to ask Owen something.
So when you check in, Owen greets you and asks you how it went.
Wait, is it past 2 o'clock? Or do we get like early check-in?
Yeah,
We're friends. We can have early check-in.
Next week.
So
It. Well, I don't think you know the full story of what happened, but it went as well as it could have gone, I suppose. Oh, and
you're all still alive.
yeah,
What brings you back to town?
we're going to the Amber Temple,
I said
And
these losers need some clothes.
and yeah, we need some supplies. We're not all as hard as Solidus.
Oh, I'm very hard.
Temple.
Yeah, we believe it has the potential to give us more answers.
And you will need adventuring gear.
We bloody will. I'd love an adventure.
I'll speak to Gilly. He ran the clothes store,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get some stuff together for you. May take a day.
I mean, yeah, if you wouldn't mind getting some stuff delivered here, that'd be great. It would save us a lot of roleplay time.
I
Could
could
go and
get
assassinate that weird clue maker in the meantime.
Yeah.
I could go get a kit for you all for about 85 gold.
Woof.
How much? Mates rates?
What? Take the piss or what? You're
Fucking
gonna
hell.
fucking
85
That would be for everyone.
gold. How much
Oh,
gold's
right,
everyone
fine.
got?
Oh, 100.
I've got 13. because somebody blew up all my shit.
Fucking Van Richten.
Who
yeah,
did
he-
that? What
I'd
my
look
bad.
at this as well.
I'll put 50 gold towards it.
Oof.
I'll put the other 30
Cheers,
in.
that'll cover mine, thanks.
Jesus.
Saul just puts nothing in because he's
I had a
coveted.
fucking gold heart worth 100 gold.
Yeah,
Wow.
and now it's in pieces. So you
Um,
get the money together.
I also just asked him, sorry.
Mhm.
I know when we left here, there was that silly little story about the bagman.
Yes.
What does the bagman do exactly?
He
The
makes
tales
bags
are-
and runs a summer camp.
the mothers used to tell the children that if they were bad, then the bagman would come and get them. Basically, he'd climb out of a sack or a cupboard or a bag and drag you in, never to be seen again.
There's nothing about him,
As I said, it's just an old wives' tale.
of course. There's nothing about him stealing your possessions or anything, is there?
People used to blame if stuff went missing. They'd blame the bagman.
No.
I fucking knew it.
He is a bad.
'Cause it'd be fucking Solidus, wouldn't it? He just kept saying it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit!
He said it. He was
That's
the
what.
one
That's
who
why I
said
was
it.
like, I feel like I know what's happening here, but I didn't know if. That's why I wanted to
Oh,
ask. I don't
no.
know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why-
Interesting, Owen.
How do I get rid of this man of bags?
You need to go to a
So good.
playground and go talk to some kids.
Oh, I'm not allowed there anymore.
He's got to stay 50 meters from any playgrounds.
So, how would one? I'm not aware of the stories. How would one get rid of the bagman?
Oh,
Or
I don't know. No one ever
Oh.
talked about getting rid of him. Like I said,
Bloody
it's just a
tit.
story, Bruce. There's a lot more dangerous things out there than a story.
Yeah, but this is a real annoying story.
yeah, I suppose.
Good.
Well, good to see you, Owen. We'll be back. We'll be back later,
No problem. Are you staying in the evening?
if you don't mind. And we'll obviously take the adventure gear tomorrow and be on our way.
I'll get Danica to set the rooms up, and you hear that she's back, basically. She's
Oh.
moved back from the winery back into the inn.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Is that due to the new runners? Oh, what words am I looking for? Fucking hell, the new establishment of Velagi.
Yeah, things are doing okay here.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you could be reunited.
Yeah, it's nice to have them back.
And was everybody okay at the winery?
Yeah, as I'm aware, no more attacks.
Good crops now that the gem is returned.
Indeed. And when they came back, they bought a fresh batch of wine. They taps on the barrels on the back, and you see this fresh branded barrel.
And
Look, it's good shit. Cool.
So he takes your money, and he'll arrange for the items to be found and all that stuff. So you want to head to the camp.
Yep.
yeah.
Let's go, boys.
I just say to Blight, I understand that, you might not want to know much more about uh, what happened and stuff. I wouldn't mind speaking to the Vistani, see what they knew of Mother, if anything.
Brother, I've said it before and I'll say it again. At this point, I'm with you till the end. Whatever you need to do, I'm there.
Ride or die. We's family.
Hello, I'm Aaron.
Thanks,
They
Callan.
look
I mean,
no
Blight.
like them.
So you approach the settlement. Who's going?
I'm following out.
Everyone
rather.
by the sounds of it.
I'll
Is
go.
everyone going? Yep. Cullen doesn't mind going back, so let's get that one. What happened to your dog, Solidus?
He lives at the
Winery.
winery.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the national dumping ground. I forgot.
We tried leaving Irina there.
She came running back.
Turned up.
A bad penny.
Well done, Irina. Okay, so you guys are on the page, right?
It's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So you approach the camp. You remember seeing it before. I think how many of you haven't been? I know Callan's been twice.
We've
Was it
I
all
came to the
Yeah,
outskirts
I've
at
been
some
here before.
point, but
been.
Yeah.
I've been once, yeah.
spoke to some
So-
blacksmith or something.
And you're taking Irina, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Although,
Okay.
I would like to
thought-
think Irina. I mean, we're not careful because
Also,
we're fucking idiots. But I would
One
like.
thing.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. We're idiots, like in real life, so we don't think of these things. But I would like to think that the characters would try to keep Irina disguised as much as possible. So
Yeah,
she'd
you
either be
can use
wearing the
hat or
hat
disguise if you wish.
or, yeah, maybe the hat, 'cause
Yeah,
that's just
I
like a
would go with
constant,
the hat, yeah.
rather than just drawing attention to someone who Strahd is quite obviously after.
Yep. Okay. So you do that. But also, just before you do approach this area, you do remember that a band of Vistani tried to come and murder you
Oh wait, what?
after you left
Yeah.
Lady Wachter and you killed a load of them.
Oh, is that? Have we not been back here since?
Hey, I don't
You
know.
haven't been to the Vistanis at the top.
Hmm.
They ambushed you on the
never-
bridge.
You've
That's
never
where you got the
approached
dog
that
from.
camp.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she was the one. She hired them, didn't she? Okay.
So do you all wish to go up to the top of the hill?
Yes.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go fuck them up.
Good. Good. Right, I need to make perception check for Callan. I can do it on here, can't I?
Yeah, just click it.
Click the number. There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, then my blood dice. 16. Okay. So if you remember, I think when Callan was here previously, there was something that he couldn't quite put his finger on with the Dusk Elves. He wasn't sure what it was, and he tried to figure it out, but couldn't fathom it. This time, as you walk through and see the small cottages that surround the outside, he says out loud, "There's no women here." And you each look around at each of the homes, and you see men working and boys, but there's no female dusk elves.
Maybe they're inside working the kitchen.
Where they belong.
Sexist.
Fucking the loom.
I don't know. And Callan looks worried, but carries on. So you head up to the top of the hill. At the top of the mound, you see a large Vistani camp. Piled outside the wagons, several empty casks of wine. Yeah, so there's surrounding the outside circle is a ring of Vistani wagons, brightly painted, oranges, reds, and yellows. Each one, is a home, a place of business. Basically, their entire life is in these caravans,
Fucking
like Esmeralda's
Parkies.
was.
Yeah, like mine.
You get a longing to have your. You get a longing for your home, basically, when you see these. Inside the next sort of ring is a series of horses. They're all tied up, grazing on the mount of the hill, and inside that is a large tent. You can see smoke coming from makeshift chimneys in the top, and outside the tent is a series of barrels and casks. As you come to the top of the hill, a Vistani male comes to greet you. So Irina's disguised. Are the rest of you disguised or not?
No.
I'm not.
No.
And I want to ask as well, do they appear to recognize us?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, 11.
11. No, they don't seem hostile. Well, they seem defensive, but not. They don't seem to clock onto who you are. So one of them comes down the hill to greet you.
Good day, brother.
Good day.
We were hoping to do some trade.
With you? With us?
Yes.
Oh,
Who
with
are you?
fucking Strahd. You think?
You said
Sorry,
that out loud.
it's been a long day.
I apologise about him. It has been a long day.
As you say with Strahd, the Vistani stops short for a second and looks at you oddly. Who are you?
I'm Esmeralda Davnier. These are my friends.
My name is Bruce Farabane, and apparently I have a bit of your blood in me, as I've
I
recently
take it they can kind of
found
tell
out.
that I'm Vistani.
Yeah,
but-
he's gonna. He mentions. So, you look like us. You have some of our blood in you. And the
Apparently
rest
so.
of you are outsiders.
Yes.
You
Well,
can come up.
Are you
Blight,
sure you don't have a little Goliath in you, Mr. Sony?
Points to
Would you like
Esmeralda.
some?
You
Would
can
you
come
like
up.
to?
The rest stay down.
Oh,
I see.
bitch.
I wouldn't mind. I have some questions for your people about my mother.
And pass them on to her.
Is that the way it has to be?
Until we get to know you.
Just wait a minute, guys. I'll see what I can do.
Ask him.
Just smooth things over.
Ask him about the bagman.
Oh no, he's worried.
So
Hang on a second. let
yeah,
me
you
just
can discuss with each other
see.
if you want to say anything or.
Well,
I mean, I'll try and talk them over and, say that we're friends, but if not, I'll just try and get some
How many
silver
is
arrowheads,
it?
I guess.
How many is there, Paul? One.
There's one talking to you currently. You can hear noise coming from the top of the camp, like movement, dancing, well, singing and talking.
As Irina's going to cast
No, don't do it.
calm emotions on him.
kill all.
Okay. What is the
So he
result?
needs to do a
Little
charisma
spark
saving
fires out
throw.
the end of a finger.
Yeah.
Charisma save.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be 1 second. Natural 20.
Oh.
The what was it? Charisma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell it's been cast on him?
It doesn't say, so I'm gonna assume no.
Yeah. Okay. You just don't. His mood and thingy doesn't change.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Bruce just turns to Esmeralda and says, "Here," and he gives her the picture of Rose.
I'll see what I can find out.
I wouldn't mind having some answers if anybody there knows anything.
I'll speak to the elders.
Don't lose that picture.
They take the picture, and you head out, following the guy who's now sort of headed back up the hill. You follow him up. It takes you to the main tent. Inside the tent, well, as you go through the camp, you hear noises from the vans, and you see the normal setup. This is a large camp. This isn't just a few of them. You know this camp. You aren't from this one, but you know with Vistani, it's more people just come and go. Wagons pull up, wagons leave. You move around, and you know not everyone here is going to be good, and some people here will be working for Strahd because you know it runs in the Vistani blood. Some of them side on his, some of them are neutral, some are a bit pissed off that he treats them like slaves and stuff like that. So mixed feelings, but assessing the situation, you know you don't really want to get in shit here. So you head up to the main tent. Inside is a familiar sight to you. The castle wine are piled up outside. Inside are 3 spluttering campfires that almost fill the tent with smoke and make it hazy. You see a few Vistani passed out in various places on the floor, which is dead grass. At the back, you see 2 large male figures sat on what look to be like makeshift thrones. These seem to be the people who run the camp. The guy comes to the door with you and calls across. Babash, I have a Esmeralda here to see you. I believe she is one of us. You hear a call out from the darkness. Come in. And you
Walk forward. Greetings. I was hoping we could talk. I have friends outside that ideally would like to speak with you, but if that's not okay, then I guess I will do the talking.
We'll keep us in here. Our type. Nobody else. Here. They ushers to someone else and they bring you across like a flagon of wine.
Thank you.
Please, sit.
It's been some time since I've been back with my own people. It's nice.
You see a few of them look at you. What was your last name, Esmeralda?
Davenir.
It has been some time. You left us a long time ago.
I did.
How's the fates treating you?
It's a hard life.
That it is. That it is. And he looks down for a minute and you can see... just make a perception check.
11.
11. You can't quite tell what it is, but there's something a little off. Normally, the Vistani are partying all the time. They're always happy and jovial and in spirit and stuff like that. There is a somber undertone with this lavish, but you recognize him to be one of the leaders. You talk of needing us. What is it you need?
Well, we were looking to purchase maybe some weapons.
There's a Fletcher at the bottom of the hill. There's a blacksmith in Valaki. Why us? We don't stock weapons.
Well, you can bring things in that others can't get.
At a cost.
We have
What
money.
is it you're looking for? What is it you're looking for?
Silver arrowheads.
He begins to laugh and looks at the one next to him. Did you hear that, Alexei? Silver arrowheads. And
heard
what
me.
would you be wanting those for?
Protection. There's a lot of dark things in the woods.
Listen, Esmeralda. You know how things work round here. Do you think we'd be sitting here on this hill, our families around us, if we were bringing people silver arrowheads? In Barovia.
I know it's happened before.
You know who sits in the castle, right?
I do.
You haven't forgotten.
I'll never forget him.
Listen, I can't help you. Not with that. It'll put this clan at risk. I'm sorry.
I thank you for your time.
Call him a
Another
pussy.
question. Do you
Go on.
know of a Rose? A Rose Farrowbane?
Ask one of the elders. They may know. Is she one of us?
Yes.
And he points in like a northerly direction. Caravan with the orange rose on the side.
Thank you.
Ask her.
I'll take my leave.
You leave the tent and talk builds up again behind you. Your entrance hasn't made an impact. You just leave. You head to the van that he pointed to, the closed wooden barrel top wagon, and the door to the back is open, and you see inside a like orange bed covered with layers of like blankets and finely embroidered sheets and stuff like that. You recognize the sight of a homely wagon, and again, it brings you back to memories of growing up. And these spaces are small to live in, but they make family all that more important.
Bed.
Sitting on a small stool next to the bed is an elderly woman. She is dressed in the colours, the all orange, the shawl wrapped around. Her eyes are glazed over, and she sits, just almost staring into space. You believe she's blind.
How be it with you, old timer?
That's a voice I don't remember. Who is it?
I don't believe we've met. Esmeralda. Esmeralda Davnier.
Esmeralda. That is a name I haven't heard for a long time. I am Amber.
Good to meet you, Amber. I have a question for you. Would you
Go on.
happen to know of a woman named Rose Farrowbane?
Another name. One older.
Yes.
She left many years ago. Many years ago. Such a sad tale.
Her sons, they're outside. They weren't allowed in. If you know anything of her, would you happen to mind maybe walking down and meeting them?
I am too old to walk, and I know little. All I know is she left the clan, went through the mists to safety. Why have her boys returned? She did not want them here.
Revenge. She was killed.
And what did the cards say, Esmeralda? What
Well-
fortune is in favor for them?
I believe we've done a reading and Strahd is to die.
Then I wish you the best of luck, dear daughter, for you will need it. But have faith in fate. And tell the boys a mother will be resting peacefully.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nothing about a bagman.
I'm
You
not
leave the
asking
small
about the bagman.
Absolutely.
caravan as she sits with her hand
I'll
on a
laugh
stick.
you out of the place.
A wry smile crosses her lips as you leave.
I guess I head on back to them.
You notice as you leave, there's a few sets of eyes on you. A couple more of the more built men are now sitting on the edge of the caravan watching you leave.
Paul, can Bruce do a divine sense while we're stood waiting?
Yes. Just the general sort of aura of this place is again mixed. There's no like celestial feed undead, anything like that. Nothing pings.
Yeah.
But you just get a sort of sense that this is on a coin edge, and it could flip either way.
Yeah.
There's some bad people. There's some good people here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does Callan
Okay.
say any more about the elves
Callan-
or anything? Or
At this point, is just thinking. He's been quiet quite a lot recently. But yeah, that the fact that he hasn't seen any women is a little unnerving for him.
what,
And that's only with the elves. You've seen obviously Esmeralda's seen women within the camp, so
what do you think that would mean, Callan? Is it not normal for Dusk Elves to live alone, separately?
I don't think it's normal for any people not to have partners or wives.
You said that How did they end up here?
I don't know.
I can't remember what he did. He was told once. I can't remember what they.
I think they just arrived.
Right.
It's
Okay.
part of the thing, I believe. Like, because obviously this was, you believe at one point, this is still a land, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they've always just been part of the land, I think. Yeah. He doesn't know their story, but it worries him.
Maybe they're all gay.
Perhaps.
Chance to be a fine thing.
So Esmeralda, you trek back down the hill
Yeah.
to rejoin the rest of the party.
I'll fill you in later, but I think we should go.
Okay.
There's a unhealthy set of eyes watching us.
I say to Esmeralda, did they tell you about how to get rid of the bagman?
Yes, but you won't like how. So
Oh,
follow me and I'll tell you later.
okay. Thank you.
Nice
So
one.
you leave the camp without
As-
incident.
As we're walking away, I'm just gonna keep an eye out on everyone, make sure we're not being followed or anything.
Yeah, just make a general sort of perception check. You can do it with advantage if you want, because there's a few of you sort of being wary.
17.
At this point, it all seems okay.
Okay.
You can't see anyone physically following you, or anything like that. So you make your way back to the village. Is there anything you want to do, or you just want to time hop to collecting your gear?
I want to go speak to some children.
Could I go to the blacksmith maybe to get some pre-prepared pouch of iron powder?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we'll do blacksmith first, and then we'll do the children. So Esmeralda, easily enough, you manage to interact with the blacksmith and ask him for iron powder, and he looks a bit odd, but he's like, sure, and points you to a small corner where there's a storage box of just underneath a table where he files often, and there's a mix of metals in here. It's not all just iron, but there is a big store of like filed powder that's just underneath. So
Can I also ask for 1 nail?
Yeah, he gives it to you. He's like, he's looking at you a bit weird, like, why the fuck do you want this? But yeah,
I give him a kiss on the cheek.
okay.
The fuck are
He,
you building?
I remember in
With
forgot
1
that-
nail and 9 pound.
I forgot that you're a woman then.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's good.
he actually accepts that. He's quite flattered by that. I was like, okay, is he gonna kill you? No, he doesn't mind. He likes that. And Solidus, you walk around the town, and after a short while, you see a few children playing out. It's late afternoon, but it's not past their bedtime yet.
Oh, good. Um,
Nonce.
well, I go and I cautiously approach the children, like, because I'm very aware of how it looks.
Yeah,
I'm sort of
they
like,
look up at you, and at first they step back.
I say, no,
What do you
children,
want, mister?
don't be afraid. Come closer.
Uh,
Say, I extend my hand. I say, come closer.
and one of them, a small boy in like ragged clothes, shorts, and a slightly ripped t-shirt, steps forward. His long brown hair, like just flopping over his eyes a bit. What do you want?
I say, excellent. You are the brave one. And I tussle his hair. Um, and I, and I say, do you know
The Muffin Man.
of the Bagman?
The bag man.
Yeah,
Muffin Man.
just that man. Yeah, do you know of him?
That's just a story.
Don't give me
You
that.
shouldn't be scared of stories.
Don't give me that, kid. Come on, come on.
And he turns back to the others and starts laughing a bit.
I'm like, ha ha ha, and I laugh along. Ha, ha, we're all having fun here, aren't we? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Now, in your stories, children,
Yeah.
I address the group. Is there like an end to the story? Is there a resolution? You know, you've introduced the conflict. Where's the what's the resolution?
He scratches his head a little, looking at you like, well, in the story, he just comes and takes you away. That's it, really.
Right?
Never sin again.
Does he have a motivation?
If you're naughty.
Oh shit. I yeah, I just look at the kids and I go, oh shit. So I
But
don't.
try and be good, mister.
Oh, I don't know, kids. I done some real bad stuff. Um, uh, I'm like, okay, well, where did you hear the story?
Well, my mum told me.
Okay, and where
One
did
of
she
them,
hear it?
one at the back pipes up. Yeah, my mum told me as well.
Right, it's the mothers then. Hmm. I'm like, where are your mothers?
Ah! They start running off.
I chase after them.
They're small, like as you chase them, their screams just like echo down the street.
I,
You get an odd look, and a guard that's
Are we
walking past.
are we like with Solidus or near him?
Yeah, I think he's alone. Did he go alone?
I went alone.
Oh fucking
Yeah.
hell.
So
Okay.
there's a guard walking past, and he sort of steps in between you and the kids. And is everything all right?
I'm like, this little shit won't tell me where his mother is.
Um, yeah.
Do you know? Do you know this little bugger's mother?
He looks back at the kids.
I do
Where's your
actually.
mother?
He's like, well, they just live up on the north side.
Oh, right. North side. Interesting. Do you mind if I follow this kid home?
I don't think you're going to be doing that, mate. And he's got this large spear, and he sort of like tenses up a little bit. We don't follow kids here.
Hmm,
I know you've done a lot of good, but you know.
exactly. I think I'm entitled to at least one kid.
Look,
follow.
listen, just call
I'm
it a night,
entitled to
will ya?
one child.
Leave the kids
Bruce
alone,
got
will ya?
his.
I say to him, what do you know of the Bagman?
The Bagman.
Yes.
It's just a kid's story.
Oh, but is it? But is it?
Yeah. Listen, I've got work to do. Look, just don't go following any kids, will ya? And
Fine.
he sort of walks off and carries on. He actually turns and walks after the kids.
Ah, I was gonna,
Changes his route a little.
I was gonna follow this kid. Um, God, there must be some sort of like scholar or someone in this town that knows history and mythical history. I return to the tavern and um, I ask if there is anybody in the town with any kind of mythical or historical knowledge.
Um, Erwin says, "Listen, Solidus. Yeah, there's probably some people that have knowledge like that, but this is just a story.
Yeah, well,
This isn't fact. People
Mm.
don't have books on stories."
I'll
It's at the
I'll
library.
I'll be honest with you, Erwin. I'll be honest with you, okay? Nothing here makes any sense where I'm from.
I would just like to point out, Erwin, I'm like sat at a table, like just
Yeah.
drinking wine. I would just like to point out that you mentioned about this bagman stealing possessions, and well, Solus has lost a few possessions, and he also did say the name 3 times. I'm just putting it
Exactly,
out there,
I broke the rules.
Listen,
and then
it's
just swig
probably
more
just
wine.
coincidence.
Well, it's not, is it? I know it's not, Owen. I know. I'm not taking advice from a fucking crow.
And he comes
Okay.
up and he
Whoa.
puts his hand on his shoulder. Listen, Solidus. If there is a bagman, I'm sure a big strapping young lad like yourself will be able to deal with it.
It's a fair point, Solidus. You're
No, it's not. It's not a fair point, Bruce. It's not a fair point. How do you
And he,
suggest I
he
punch my
brings,
way out of this situation? How
he brings
do I?
a cup of
I
wine and
punch?
places it in your hands. Calm down.
Ugh. It's not your stuff that's going missing, is it?
I'm sure it'll turn up.
It won't though. I know it won't.
Irina casts um calm emotions on Solidus.
Keep happening to me.
He's got to make a save into it.
So
Okay.
wisdom saving, charisma
Also,
saving throw.
While you're in the tavern,
7.
Yeah, you fail. So you're just like you just become very indifferent to everything, really.
while you're in the tavern, you're not the only people in here anymore.
Where are those
When you
Oh,
first
this
came
is
in,
our place.
the regular punters now seem to be back, and business seems to be better. Danica is bringing up plates of food and drinks, and the kids are running around. It's a lot nicer than when it was just Erwin and the evil cultist people. So
I think
yeah,
we did
it
a
feels a lot more homely.
I think we did a good deed here, boys and girls.
Good.
The people seem happier. People are back drinking again. It's almost like the pandemic's over.
And after your confrontation, Solidus, with Erwin, he brings across some drinks to the table and says, "Oh, I've put all the gear in your rooms for the evening." And then he lists it off. So you can add this to your inventory. So there is a climber's kit. So
God.
you can decide who wants to carry that.
Hey, here's the catch-22. I could carry everything in my magic bag, but something will go missing.
But I
So,
have like pitons and
Yeah.
bro,
Pete Tong.
piton.
There's
are
another
like the
climber's kit.
things you hammer in the wall to hold the rope.
So
I'll
someone can
I'll
take
take
that.
I'll take a climber's kit. Okay.
Each person has a set of traveler's clothes. So these are like thick furs and woolen coats. Everyone except you, Solidus, didn't get you any because you didn't need them.
Yeah.
And like proper sturdy hard-wearing boots to keep you warm. There is a grappling hook.
Grappling
I
hook.
mean, I'm not one for grappling. Unless it's
There
a
is
couple
At least
greasy
you
men
went on it, yeah.
down in the pit.
2 flasks of oil, which you understand is to make the fire easier to light. It's like a flammable oil.
I've got one or two, so someone else can take them.
I'll take the other.
There is a large iron cooking pot with a cast iron handle and lid.
That can go with Solidus and the
I'll take the cooking
thing.
pot.
There is a tinder box, a fresh tinder box full of small bits of sawdust, twigs, flint, and a small piece of steel.
dig in Solidus because I've got one as well.
Alright,
I
alright.
imagine everyone's got a tinderbox.
Yeah, I've got
There
two.
is 15 days of rations per person, so these are bundled up. They're sort of travel rations, so they're a bit lighter and easier to carry than main meals and full of like high energy products. So each person gets 15 days worth of rations. I need to add these to Callan actually.
I mean, I already have 11 rations. I've not really been using rations, to be honest.
I mean, most of the time you haven't had to use them because you've been at you've been at the inn or at the winery
Yeah.
where people have made food. But you've been supplied with 15 because you will be using them on
Okay.
this journey.
Oh, by the way, Solidus, that calm emotion spell only lasts for a minute.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fly off the handle very shortly.
Okay.
Could it add the grappling hook?
Is anyone
I've got
taking
it
that
here.
yet?
Shall I take that?
Sure, go for it. It's not really
I think
Bruce's
it
bag.
might be useful with the immovable rod.
Blight doesn't need it. He can fly.
It's
I
a
don't
very
need
good
it.
point.
Travelers. Oh, I'll get Callan to add them next time. So, yep, you got the grappling hook, you got tinderbox, you got the rations. There's 50 feet of rope
Another
to add
50.
to your
Or
other rope that
each.
you have.
Is that each?
No, just one batch of 50-foot rope.
I'll take it. I got it.
There is a freshwater skin.
Hey, Solidus, you can have that.
Oh, I'll have that, thank you.
Just one.
Yeah, just one.
You
Oh.
don't need one.
Yeah,
Well,
but
to be honest,
I've got
no,
some of the skull water. Like, I'd rather have a normal
to be
drinking
honest,
one.
yeah, there's probably one for each person. They've packed
Yeah.
spares because you're going to want to carry
Should
water
bloody
where you
hope,
can.
hope so for 85 gold.
Yep. And then there is 3 tents. These are bundled. They can just be strapped to the top of your pack.
Ooh. I'll take a tent.
I'll have a tent.
I'll move them.
Small.
Solidus is taking a tent. Okay.
Oh, sorry, hang on. I
Just
felt like we-
cross it out to 2 tents then. No, I'm joking. You'd probably strap that to the top of your bag anyway, rather than
Like,
putting it in it.
No one's getting that. No little bag gremlin.
So that is all the equipment you've been provided.
Cool. Thanks, Owen.
Appreciate it, Owen.
Good
Not a
effort.
problem.
We'll
It's
leave.
the least we can do.
We'll leave at first light.
Yes.
I think we all
Sure.
deserve a drink.
And you sit round the table.
Although no Ouija boards, please.
Well, you broke it, and that's why I was upset last.
And you sit round the table. The mood is one of tension. You're not sure what's going to happen in the next few days. This journey is going to be difficult. The outcome and the end destination is going to be dangerous. However, your path so far is leading you to your end goal. And you all believe this is where you should be heading.
Can I just ask? I feel like you're about to end it. But I can just ask: Is there anyone?
Yeah.
Quick, get it in.
Is there anyone in the bar that looked dodgy or like they were following us or?
No, everyone at the moment is just general punters,
Okay.
wives and husbands, and
Cool.
yeah. And that's where we end. So we'll pick up journey into the Amber Temple next session.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. So just so you know as well, this next journey is going to be a difficult one. It's going to be a bit different to the travel we've done before. So each day there'll be a survival check with different difficulties, and failing those will result in levels of exhaustion. So if you want to prepare spells for survival and stuff like that, then that's
Okay.
probably best. And it's 5 days to get to the temple.
Okay. Okay,
Alright.
cookie. Well, that was fun as always.
Yeah, good little session.
Very good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love this game.
Got some things to mull over.
Yeah.
Good story shit there, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Awesome, guys.
are we trying to do it next weekend, Paul? Is that what you wanted to do?
I can't do it next weekend because I
Right.
think that's the one where I am basically working the entire
Ah,
weekend.
okay. Yeah.
So we'll just push it back to the 2-week cycle from
Sure.
now.
Cool. Okay. No worries.
Yeah, we should be all good. And yeah, Aaron will have to watch it when it gets uploaded.
Yeah. Family.
Family.
Alright,
Cool.
guys. It's a pleasure as always.
All right,
Cheers,
guys.
fellas. Yeah, it was fun.
I'll
Cheers.
see you in a bit. Take it easy.
See you all soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.